Before we get into the video, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like and subscribe. It would greatly help the channel grow. So, David Benavidez improved to 25 wins, no losses, and 22 of his wins coming by way of knockout, which puts him at an 88% knockout ratio. In my opinion, he's one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing. And I've always said this, and it's a funny comparison, but I've always viewed him as a smaller version of Vitaly Klitschko. I know on Box Strike and on Showtime they say he's 6 foot, but Kyron Davis is 5'11", and it looked like there was 2 to 3 to 4 inch. It didn't even look 2 inches. It looked like there was 3 or 4 inches between them. I would say David Benavidez is 6'2", 6'3", and he reminds me a lot of Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly Klitschko has a higher knockout ratio than Vladimir Klitschko, but even if you ask all the guys they faced, Chris Bird, Samuel Peter, everyone that they faced, like all the common opponents between them, they all say Vladimir Klitschko is a much bigger puncher. But Vitaly Klitschko managed to get more stoppages. Why? Why is that? It's because of the same way that David Benavidez gets his stoppages. It's all accumulation, where they hit you to the point where you submit. They hit you so much. Like David Benavidez, he landed a one punch there against Kyron Davis the first 2 rounds. But it wasn't really getting Kyron Davis. Kyron Davis still had confidence in round 3 and round 4. But his coverage started to escape in round 5 because Benavidez started landing combinations. And Benavidez is a very fast puncher. He can land combinations in a hurry. And he showed that last night. He showed that Kyron Davis was... I heard people saying, how could he beat Canelo when it took him 7 rounds to stop Kyron Davis? Yeah, Kyron Davis went in there to make it as long as possible. He was running literally away from Benavidez. He was using the ring, moving all over the ring, showed a decent jab, showed great heart. He got my respect, Kyron Davis. But the second Benavidez got to him, he stopped him. And that's been a tendency with Benavidez's career and with Vitaly Klitschko's career. Thomas Adamick did a little good in the early rounds. Aldernir Solis, the fight only lasted 1 round, but he did really good early in that round until Vitaly got to him. David Benavidez seems to be on the same path. His style reminds me a lot of Vitaly Klitschko. And I have made an extreme prediction and a bold prediction by many people's standards that I said that David Benavidez would stop Canelo Alvarez. It's not going to be one punch. It's not because Canelo doesn't have a chin. I just think David Benavidez would stop Alvarez by accumulation. And way before Plant fought Canelo, and my videos are still up, I said David Benavidez would destroy Plant inside 6 or 7 rounds. He would get to Plant very quick and stop him. And should they fight right now, Plant gets stopped by Benavidez. Callum Smith would get stopped by Benavidez. Billy Joe Sanders would get stopped by Benavidez. All the guys that Canelo Alvarez went through, Benavidez would go through them as well. But you can't credit those fights to Benavidez, of course, because it's not Benavidez that beat them. It is Canelo Alvarez that beat them. But I just think that super middleweight and light heavyweight is a step too far for Canelo Alvarez. Even though he became undisputed at super middleweight, let's say Canelo Alvarez back in 2013 when he lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. He wanted to make the jump at 2014. Had a tune-up fight, then went for Carl Froch to become the super middleweight champion. The other day, Carl Froch said I'd be too much for Canelo Alvarez. And a lot of people attacked Carl Froch for saying that. I didn't think it was a bizarre statement. Carl Froch is 6'1" with a 75-inch reach, who has an iron chin. Believe me, he would not quit or submit to the pressure of Canelo Alvarez. And he was losing against Jermaine Taylor. His trainer, Rob McCracken, the same trainer people are bashing right now, who trains Anthony Joshua, his trainer told him going to round 12, listen, you're going to need a knockout to win this fight. You're not going to get this fight in America fighting the way you did. And he was down on 2 of the judges' scorecards, so he had the knockout. And he went out there and stopped the second undisputed fighter in the 4-belt era, Jermaine Taylor. He stopped him round 12. Dropped him twice and stopped him in round 12. You know how impressive it is? A lot of fighters get told before the last round, you need to go out there and get the knockout, and they can't do it. Carl Froch did it. And he's becoming very underrated. People are talking about him. People are making fun of him because he keeps on saying, I knocked out George Groves in front of 80,000. Carl Froch is becoming very underrated. I've always viewed him as the 4th or 5th best super middleweight of all time. Maybe after Canelo Alvarez, what Canelo Alvarez did, I think he's 6th right now. The greatest super middleweights of all time, in my opinion, are number 1, Roy, number 2, Calzaghe, number 3, Ward, number 4, Canelo, number 5, Kessler, and number 6, Froch. That's how I view Canelo Alvarez's reign as super middleweight. I view him with the best of the best. And his run as super middleweight has been very impressive. But I just think David Benavidez is too much for him. I think David Benavidez goes in there, stops him, breaks him down. Especially if Canelo Alvarez is going to think that he can go at David Benavidez. The way to beat David Benavidez, Canelo can't do it. Does not have the sense to do it. Is to fight him on the back foot. I think Dimitri Bivol could beat Benavidez at light heavyweight. I can't see Canelo Alvarez beating Benavidez. I just can't see it. Maybe he stops him with a body shot. But Canelo does have a puncher's chance. But I would highly favor Benavidez in that fight. Highly favor Benavidez in that fight. I just don't see a route for Canelo to win that fight. Let me know what you guys in the comments below. Do you guys agree with me that David Benavidez is the boogeyman in the super middleweight division? David Benavidez is the man to beat Saul Canelo Alvarez at super middleweight. I heard a lot of people saying that the best guy that has a chance against Canelo Alvarez is Dimitri Bivol. I disagree. I think Dimitri Bivol is too passive and tentative to beat Canelo Alvarez. Even though I said Bivol could beat Benavidez, he can't beat Canelo. Look, styles make fights. This is boxing. It's not like, just because A beat B and B beats C, A has to beat C. No, it could be A beats B, B beats C, and C could be A. That's how it works. Like, Joe Frazier beat Muhammad Ali. And he beat him very clearly, over 15 rounds. George Foreman knocks out George Frazier in 2 rounds. But then Muhammad Ali goes in to knock out George Foreman in 8. That's how boxing works. Let me know what you guys in the comments below. Like and subscribe, would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Sadiq Boxing out.